Hey, it's me, Marky Joe, here to entertain you. Yes, it is my show. It exists. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it.
Yeah. Alright. This chapter fucking sucks. Everybody knows it. Nobody in the history of mankind has ever defended it. Let's just fucking skip it and move on to the next chapter. Okay, not really, but click. Let's do this. So, Abducted Princess. This chapter is kind of legendary for how shitty it is. But before we get into that, let's enjoy a little bit of lore and history of Macedonia, the island place with all the Wyverns. So basically what this describes here is that 100 years ago, the Druid Empire, which consists mostly of dragons, took over the place, enslaved people, and then eventually Iot, one of the Macedonians, stood up and was like, "Stop with that shit, man. Stop!" And he got everybody to stand up against the dragons and win. And I think they tamed some of the dragons as well. So that explains why they have Wyverns, which is, I think, a cool little piece of lore, and it's pretty neat. But yeah, after they drove the dragons out, they took over this place, and they became the Macedonia Kingdom. It's worth noting that Iot has a shield that is resistant to bows, which you can get in this chapter if you stand just one space right of the boss's throne. I don't know. I kind of found this out by accident. I put Julian there, and then I just found it, and I was like, huh. This was in one of my my alternate runs of this, which, yes, there is an alternate run of this chapter, because I wanted to test out the various routes on how to get to Julian. But yeah, Paul right here is like, alright, so Martha's here, Catchwood did her job, I'm gonna rendezvous with them, what's up with you, dog? Are you chill? And Julian's like, I am not chill. I am like the exact opposite of chill. I am hot as beans, because my waifu, Brenna, she's gone missing since yesterday, and I can't find her. You know, I misplaced her somewhere. I checked under the bed, checked the drawers, she just wasn't there. And Paul's just like, well, good luck with that. I'm gonna do more important shit with my life. Such as murdering a bunch of horses, which is what she's gonna be doing for most of this chapter. Okay, so why does this chapter suck? This chapter, oh my god, there is so much to say. It's like there are so many parts that sum together to create a masterpiece of shittiness, that this chapter, like, it's hard to, like, consolidate it within 18 minutes. But basically, I'll start with the main thing. On the island, there is a cavalier named Mathis. We know him because he's in book 1. He's that useless fucking, mohawk, or what, the buzz cut hairdo red guy, who is the brother of Rena. He has a javelin, and here's the thing, you can't recruit him with anybody except for Julian. And guess where Julian is? He's on the exact opposite fucking end of the map. And there are two ways you can reach that part. You can take the easy route, which is to walk Marth all around the fucking island for several turns until finally you reach it, and then walk all the way back so that you don't risk getting either of them killed. I mean, you can bring your whole group there, but it takes even longer that way. And yeah, here's McCallus. He's a fucking badass. He's just badassing his way through this guy and being like, yeah, give me my sister back. And he's like, I don't know where she is. And McCallus is like, wait, what's that behind your back? Did you bring the rest for the class? No. Well, then give it to me. Yeah, McCallus with his fucking, like, look at that fucking facial expression. That is some ambivalent towards good and evil shit right there. He just doesn't give a fuck. But yeah, he gets his sister, and, this is a reoccurring theme in book 2 that I don't like, is that any place that's ruled by a female inevitably gets fucked up, because they suck at ruling, apparently. Like, can we have at least one female ruler in this fucking game that doesn't suck at her job? But yeah, that's one of the things with FE3, is that I wouldn't consider it very empowering towards women, aside from, the Pegasus riders. But I guess the message here... Oh. Yeah, that happens. I guess the message here is that so long as you're scantily clad, you can be badass and kick ass, which, that's fucked up. This guy gives you a silver axe. There are no axe users in Fire Emblem 3 Book 2, so you just sell it, and it's kind of like a red gem. Anyway, so the two ways you can get to Julian to recruit Mathis is to go around, which takes forever, and then go back, which takes forever, and then easily and safely recruit Mathis. The other way, which I tried in an alternate run, is that you can go through the island. You take that drawbridge, and you just drop it down, and you just fight your way through. Take note, though, that it takes a very long time no matter what you do, and this strategy is arguably, it wastes more resources, because you have to heal units, because you have to keep Mathis constantly, like, away from your other units, and just kind of trap him to the left of the island. And he'll deal damage to your units, and you have limited vulneraries and healing staff, so it's a pain in the ass. Plus, on top of that, between him wasting your resources, you also have to take care of the Wyverns on the right of the island, and they're very strong, and you can't kill them fast, so I chose to kill them with Linda, who's at the bottom of the map, for me. And as you can see, I got Julian. I cut out a lot of the footage. This footage was 44 minutes. But yeah, the Wyverns, you gotta pick them off, which takes several turns, so even if you do bring down that bridge, you still gotta wait. And, ooh, look at that shit. He's gonna lower the bridge. And on top of that, if you don't have Paula kill the Cavaliers at the top, they'll come charging down through the island, and that makes things take even longer. The only reason why you would want to drag Paula away from the top area is simply so that you can give your other units experience, but here's the thing, like, if you take your fucking time on those dudes, it just takes even longer, and eventually I was just like, fuck it, let's just tear through them with Marth, and even by mostly just throwing Marth through this area, tearing through the Cavaliers, it still took forever, because there's just no way, man. There's just no way to do it fast. Going through the island is just a net loss in every regard, but yeah, that was uncalled for. Why do you always keep picking on me? Even though Mathis literally did nothing, but I assume that dialogue is presuming that you baited Mathis out with Julian, because then it would make sense. Also, I apologize for speeding through the Mathis's intro dialogue where he fights you. But yeah, this chapter, there's just no way no matter what you do, it's gonna take 44 minutes at the very least. Unless you do things rushy rush, or you say fuck Mathis, which I can't do because I want to show off the family tree at the end of the game. It's just a fucking bag of beans, man. Like, there's just... So, another thing is that you might not want to go through the middle island, because as you can see, there are Wyverns in the mountains, and you would assume that if you get in their range, that they would fuck you up, that they would just jump in on you. But no, they don't. There's actually a house, which I showed earlier, that says that those Wyverns on the mountains only attack you if you visit the shop that is just north of the castle. And he's kind of vague about it too, like he doesn't specifically say what enemies are related to that thing, but, well, you'll learn that the hard way, because the game doesn't fucking tell you until it's too late. Well, it's not clear to you until it's too late. But yeah, you do want to take care of those Wyverns, because they have cool stuff. Like, one of them has a Master Seal, or a Knight's Seal, rather. And I think the other one has something as well, but I forgot. I think it's just a vulnerary or whatever. Yeah. I think I've run out of shit to say. Oh yeah, this guy, he has a Star Shard, the Taurus Star Shard, and what Star Shards are is, they're one of the coolest things about Fire Emblem Mystery of the Emblem. What they do is, they make you immune to critical hits, and they also modify your growth rates. So if you have a unit who's like really slow, you can give him a specific Star Shard that increases his speed growth, which is really rad. I love abusing the fuck out of these things. Not gonna lie. Like, it's the greatest thing in the world in this game. Like, oh man. Any unit in this game can become good, so long as you carefully use those star shards in a way. And you need to get those star shards no matter what, because if you don't, then you won't get the best ending of the game. Which is, you know, that's kind of douchey. Yeah, look at that. Linda's doing her little fucking thunder dance and screwing that boss over. Ryuk. Yeah. I feel like there's more I need to say about the whole path thing, because I feel like eventually I feel like I've missed out details on like ways to do this chapter fast, but I also feel like somebody would have figured it out by now, but I don't. It really doesn't seem like anybody has. I mean, at least in Fire Emblem 12, you can reclass a unit to like pirate or whatever, walk on the water and kind of bait Mathis away to the point where he's just completely irrelevant. And there's other strategies you can use, but that's FE12. In FE3, you don't have those options, which is fucking beans, man. Oh, look at that. He got struck by lightning twice. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's when you know I've run out of shit to say. Okay. I guess another thing I should bring up is that one of the houses, the cute girl with the braided hair, mentioned a knight wearing a mask. Oh man, tuxedo mask is in this game, I guess. But yeah, when you see the dude that she's talking about, you're definitely, like, if you've ever seen Sailor Moon, you'll be like, yeah, they definitely took influence. I've got 7 minutes left. Holy shit. I can only imagine how bad this would have gone if I went with the 44-minute footage. But yeah, in vain, I tried to train up Doga, but here's the thing, Doga just doesn't have the move. Like, I said that I wanted to, train him up, but using him is just so fucking inefficient. And what's worse is that the star shards, once you get the ones that increase, like, your defense and shit, it becomes kind of pointless to use them because there's no star shard that fixes up move or anything. It's just like Doga just has this irrefutable flaw that you can't get rid of, whereas like other units, like, they have higher move and you can remove their like weak stats by using the star shards, you know? So that is a problem with the whole star shard system, but yeah, as you can see, I had Doga visit the shop, and then these wyverns finally started moving. You can kill them before they move, with like Paula and Katua, but I don't recommend that because you need to be able to actually like reliably kill them, like very, very fast, because the moment you attack one of them, they all attack you. And the only units you can bring up to those mountains are Katua and Paula, and they don't have the defenses to survive all those wyverns at once. So it's really not, it's too much of a gamble, you know? But this is also a pretty tricky situation, because you got 3 wyverns, and you need to find a way to set yourself up defensively so that none of your units will die. Because these guys really love ganging up on weak units. They're like vultures. Holy fuck, man. So I set up a wall, and next up, like, after this turn, I think is, like, one of the most difficult turns I had to do, throughout this. It was so fucking bad, man. I can't even describe it. But eventually, I realized, oh, that's right, Katua has the lady sword. Because here's the thing, like, these wyverns, as I said before, you can barely deal any damage to them. I mean, look at this shit. Oh. Well, Marth had a broken sword, so that doesn't count, but, oh, another Paula unarmed. How about that? Oh, yeah, that's right, I gave it to Doga. Yeah, like, you do 2 damage with that fucking dude that I just poked him with. So you really only have a small amount of units that can do anything to them, and at one point I run out of units that can, like, adequately damage them, so I have to figure out, like, how to effectively set up my units so that the last Wyvern doesn't pick off anybody. And then the answer becomes extremely simple, because I'm like, wait, oh, Catra has the lady sword, fuck. And then I just kill him. It was amusing to me at the very least. Oh, get a critical, please. Oh, look at that shit. Yeah, I think this Wyvern right here is what gave me the trouble. So I spent like 5 million fucking turns just trying to figure out how to chip off that last 3 fucking damage off this guy. And like none of my dudes are set for it. Like I think the Wyvern has like 13 defense or something. I'd have to check. But none of my dudes can do that much. So yeah. Anyway, you can tell I've run out of shit to say. But yeah, this isn't the only extremely shitty chapter in this game, but I will say it is, out of all the shitty chapters in this game, this one is probably the shittiest. Because at least the other ones, like Henri's Way, for example, you can at least, like, find ways to do it fast, because by that point, the game has given you more options to do things. Like on how to tackle a chapter, so you can do shit like rescue skips or whatever. So at least you have those options, but it's just like, in this one you don't. You just have, like, you have a bunch of useless fucking cavaliers and a couple actually good units, and that's it. And you're placed against these enemies that are just way too strong and annoying, and it's, God, why the fuck did they put Wyverns so early in the game? Wyverns are a promoted class! Holy fuck! But anyway, chapter's done. They didn't find Minerva. Jagen's like, oh shit. This is actually, what's coming up is one of the coolest moments in the game. Cause like, oh, phone. Jagen is like, he's an old fuck now. He can't even fight anymore because he's a tactician and he's just too old. And here, we got our fucking, our friendly neighborhood child murderer, Mr. Lang. And, he's like, dude, yeah, so my castle, my whole posse got attacked, and, you know, the kids that I was going to just, like, do all sorts of terrible things with, including murder, among other horrible atrocities, they got taken away. So, go find them for me, because I'm a selfish high school teenage girl who, wants the man to fix all the problems. But yeah, Martha's like, dude, no, I don't want to do it. Like, I'm not gonna hunt these kids for you. And he's like, aha, so you were the one who sent Ogma to rescue them. And Martha's like, no, but I would have done that had I known. So fuck you. Which is, oh man. I mean, the dialogue's not nearly that cool, but it would be so amazing if Martha actually said that. Oh, but here comes the fucking Jagen awesome moment here, where he's just like, fuck you, Lang. I'm gonna kick your ass. Like, oh my god. He's like, draw your sword. I may be old, but I'm not gonna lose to somebody like you. Like, and Lang's just like, oh fuck. Mark my words. You'll get destroyed. Bye! What a fucking chicken. And Marth's just like, yeah. Damn, son. Even Martha's impressed, like, holy fuck, that was badass as hell, Jake. This is like, they totally expected this moment to be super amazing and to wow people, because, like, Jacob was so shitty in book 1, and now he's like, he's talking the talk. But anyway, we're done with the chapter, thank God. Holy fuck, it is hard to fill in space for this, because there's not, the problem with the chapter is that, it's not that there's just not enough to talk about. Bye. I need someone to review my FE hack. He needs to be someone who won't cut me slack. It's Monkey Joe, he's arrived from his golden chariot, and down here